This video is about how to make character movement and attack at the same time. So I talked about this in my other video where it's talked about precise hit, where there's an object on the foot of the character, so when you kick, the object appears on the foot and then destroys the ninja star that comes down from the top, and he's staying put when that happens. In this situation, the object's moving and he's striking the opponent while he's moving. So how does the strike move along with the character when he's moving across the screen? I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, in Game Maker, they state to use this in your main one tab. Use the create movement, and you would basically choose your object that you want to make the movement follow the other character. So basically the object that's following the other character is the actual object that's going to strike your opponent. It's like you don't want the actual object that moves along destroy the opponent. You want another object attached to the object that's moving strike and hurt the opponent, because you only want it in a certain location. And this would probably be what you would think to use the create movement. So you would select the object that you want to move along with the character, and it does move along with the character, but it's not precise. And you would pretty much put in the speed and the direction of and then make it relative to make the strike follow the character moving across the screen. But it doesn't work exactly. It doesn't make it. It's not aligned correctly. So I got a way to fixing that. So let me just show you a demo of what I'm talking about here. See, there's a red object on top of the green object. Behind the red object is a green object of the same image, and it's following the character. So when he hits that brown box over there, it's going to destroy it. But it's only going to be in this location here is where I have it set for it strikes. The whole red image is the strike image, but I have the collision only in this location right here. But see, this red object is following the green object behind it, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Both of those objects have to be aligned together. I'll show you how to do that. So when it hits that brown object, it's going to destroy it. All right, and it only destroys it in that location. See, the green object is the actual character. So if you throw an object at it to destroy, you'll hit the character itself and destroy him. But there's a red object on top of that, which is the same image as the green, but I had it modified where it's only going to strike in this location. So it only strikes in this location, not the whole red object. Now I could just make this one image right here on top of the green object, but it's a little harder to align it up correctly. That's why I made the whole image. Because it's a lot easier to align, because it looks the same as the green. But I'm only going to have this. The precise hit's going to happen right here, and I didn't make the green object precise hit in that location, because if I throw a ninja star or a weapon at him, I want to make sure I hit him anywhere and he'll die. If I only had it in this position, this area right here, collision in this location right here, then he's only going to kill him in this location right here. So I want to make sure that he's killed completely anywhere I hit him at. So that's why I had to make another red object overlapping this green object, because the red object is the actual weapon. But then you have to make it set up where you want the actual weapon to happen, which is in this area right here. Alright, and like I said, the width and height the same as the green, because you want to make sure it lines up, and the X coordinate is at 35, Y is at 0 for the weapon. Now for the green object, it's set up, the origin is set up to 0, X is 0, Y is 0. And the reason why the red object set up different on the origin, so that way I can get it lined up just right with the movement. The movement on the green is set up to 35 speeds. If I change this speed to 40 or 45 or whatever, then that means I have to change the origin on the red to a different location to match it. Otherwise it's going to be off. So if I make this 0, watch what happens. See how it's off now? So that's what I'm talking about. I want to make sure that the red object is completely overlapping the green object. Otherwise, the hit's not going to happen until a certain location, and then it's going to be off. So, and that's pretty much what happens if I use like movement, create instance movement. It's going to be off. So I have to do something else to make sure it's aligned correctly. I'll show you that in a minute. So I got to make sure the origin is set up correctly. So that's why the red object is set to the origin of 35. And if I change, the speed on the green object, I got to change the origin on the X here to match it. So for the weapon, you do a create, and in action you set the target to object move him. And I've talked about this in the previous videos before with shields and stuff like that, making sure the shield is matching with the character when he's moving. Well, in this situation, the weapon is going to be targeted to move him, which is going to be the green object here. My speed, length, and place is 0. And then in the step event, in the code event here, it's going to be set to X equals object move him, point X, Y equals object move him, point Y. So this needs to be in here too for the step, so when he's moving across the screen, the step event's making this red object follow the green object. Alright, and make sure the depth's at -1, so on top. Then in the object that's moving, you want to make sure, do a create event, then you want to do a create instance, not create movement instance. You want to do a create instance, and then set the object to hit person, which is the red image, and set its relative. So every time you have the green character moving on the screen, you just say create instance, and it puts that image on top. Make sure you make the red image, I wouldn't make this visible. Do not make the red image visible, because you want to see the actual character. The actual character is the green one. The red image is the weapons, so don't make it visible. You don't need to make it visible. You just want to make sure it's aligned with the character when he goes across the screen. Alright, and then so you do a create instance for the hit person, which is the red image there, set it to relative, and then the green image that's moving across the screen, which is the character itself, is the directions at left, speed's 35, do not have it relative. Like I said, if you change the speed on the green image moving across the screen, which is the actual character, then you have to make sure it matches the speed with the red image that's the actual weapon. And that's pretty much it. And then, so the red image right here, see with the box is set to event. So you go to add event, do a collision with the red image, which is the weapon itself, and you want to make sure it's set to self for the box. Don't set it to other, because then it'll destroy the red image of the weapon. So make sure it's set to self. And like I said, if you change the positioning of the character here, down here, it's only going to destroy this box, not this box. because the red image is in this location right here. So right now you can't see the red image right now because I set it to not visible, because you want to see the character, and the character is in green. So now when the red image hits the box at the bottom, it's going to destroy that, not the top. Now hold on, give me a second there, and something didn't work right. I think so now it destroyed the bottom box, not the top, because I have the collision set to only in this location where it's going to hit the box. Alright, thanks for watching.